Everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Cup of Joe show. I'm Joe, that's Jeremy, and when I went to hit the recorder, I kind of moved this, so we're going to move it back into position. Alright, we have a show for you guys, believe it or not. We have a show, we saw a movie, and we're going to talk about the box office, and we're going to talk about these upcoming films. I'm going to keep making quick gyrated, movements with my hands, I guess. Let's get to it. We did not see 50 Shades of Grey yet. I'm sorry. I know that's what you've been waiting for. We decided to see a much better movie in quality, fun, and every single way of, you could describe a movie. This movie was definitely better. And obviously the bar is set low, but Kingsman: The Secret Service. We saw that movie starring Colin Firth. I'm going to say Taron Egerton.
Good enough.
The kid in the movie, the main character. I think it's Taron Egerton, but sorry, Taron, if it's wrong or whatever your name is. Also has like Michael Caine, Mark Strong, obviously. He's in every other movie that we review. If he ends up in 50 Shades of Grey, I'm going to die. I'm going to lose it. He just comes out of Mr. Grey, like, Mark Strong. Oh, man, he made it. You know what? I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
You go for it.
Okay.
I just turned to Kanye there for a second.
Yeah,
I'm going to let you finish.
I'm real happy for you.
Yeah. No, go take it away. What did you think about Kingsman: The Secret Service?
Well, in short, it was exactly what I wanted it to be and what I was hoping it would be. It's a movie that you go in and just have a fun time with. There's lots of cool action sequences. The fighting is really well done, really well choreographed. It's a little ridiculous in terms of like the acrobatic feats and things of that nature, but it's cool. It's stylized, and it's funny too. Sometimes in kind of a dark humor way, but I like that sort of thing. The movie is R, and it earns it. It's not especially bloody, but there's plenty of cursing, and there is definitely lots of violence, and there's a sequence toward the end that single-handedly will get you an R rating. I thought all the performances were pretty good. Taron,
We'll go with Taron for now.
Taron.
Yes. It's gonna be like Tim or something. Something
British people.
Yeah, right.
And okay, so the actor's name is Taron, and then the character's name is Eggsy.
Eggsy.
So I don't know who's coming up with these names for people. Actually, I don't mind Taron. That's actually kind of a cool name. But anyway, that was his first role that I had ever seen him in. As far as I could tell, it's his first role in kind of anything. So I thought he did a good job. And as I said last week, he's built. Anyway, so yeah.
All right. So I tend to agree. This is a film from. I'm going to keep calling him an upcoming director, Matthew Vaughn. Although he has had some very good movies in the past, with X-Men First Class and Kick-Ass. He can now add this to his list. I wouldn't put him in the upper echelon until he really gets a big time movie. Well, I guess X-Men First Class is a big time movie, but I'd just like to see him just keep doing things, and you're there, man, because you're absolutely killing it with these movies. The Kingsman action sequences are absolutely incredible. Ridiculous, yes, but incredibly shot, yes. It makes you believe that Colin Firth can actually be an action star, and he, credit to Colin Firth, he was awesome in the movie. It's and like I said, the action sequences are amazing. The end will make you like laugh and like, but kind of wonder like, oh, this is okay. All right, this is why we live in America. All right, it's okay that I could be watching this. It's fine. It's just, and that was a great theater moment at the end. You'll know the part. You'll know the part when it happens if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, you know what part I'm talking about. I mean, the theater like lost it. It was just so funny and ridiculously over the top. It was great. And that's why I think, I mean, this movie did take those chances, and I love that. And it just, like you said, fun. I mean, this movie is fun. It's a blast, and you will not regret seeing it. It is R. It's R. Don't take your kids to see it. There was like a baby in ours, which was ridiculous.
I really wish I had said something. If the movie wasn't as engaging as it was, I might have just gotten out of my seat and like talked to Usher or something, because that's
true.
That's absolutely disgraceful parenting.
It was.
Even if it was PG-13,
that right.
child was way too young to be there.
Exactly. I'm with you. Shit, girl holding quantum physics books. Those books are way too old for her. No. Anyway, I'll just quickly to get to see. This is nitpicking, but this is negatives. At least I felt negatives. When we're talking fun, there were actually some pretty harsh themes to the film. There were a lot of innocent people actually, died. There was also like a scene where a mother is literally going at her child, trying to kill her child, and like that was a little much. Like that didn't it like when you're a fun film, you shouldn't be going for these like I just feel like you shouldn't be going for these really harsh things, like, where it took me out of the film for a second to be like, holy crap, this is awful. That's a terrible thing. But then quickly I was just like, forget it. This is so much fun. But so like, I felt like at times it kind of like, faded away from what kind of movie it was to throw these like really harsh things at you that, you should be actually really worried about, the fate of some of these human beings. But anyway, ultimately it was awesome. I'll say Freebird was like the perfect song you could have possibly used in an action scene, and they did it, and it was awesome. Ultimately in the end, it was a great film, and it honestly might be, and end of the year it might end up being like one of my top 10 favorite films of the year, and that's saying something for a movie that came out in February.
Yes.
So moving on. Although it was originally slotted for Christmas, wasn't it? And it got pushed back.
I don't know that.
I think it got pushed back at some point. I don't know when it was originally for, but anyway, we're going to find out why it's probably a good thing that they pushed it back to February when we talk about the box office.
Yes.
Great transition there.
I was trying to quickly find if I could see a release date schedule change thingy,
gotcha.
but I don't know.
Or maybe I'm completely making that up. No idea.
We'll look into it.
We'll look into it.
Escalation. That movie's going to be 10 years old this year.
It is.
Wow.
It is.
Anyway. So, alright, box office last weekend was President's Day weekend. And thanks to our top 2 movies, as well as the SpongeBob movie and even American Sniper, it was huge. Last weekend was actually bigger than any weekend in 2014.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So that was pretty huge. And that's also how terrible last year was.
Yes.
But, lots of times it takes more than one enormous movie. It takes, like, one big movie and, like, a couple other, like, solid movies to really get up there. But But a movie that is not big or solid or anything positive is Jupiter Ascending. And that was in 5th place. It fell 50% to 9.3 million, total of 32.4 million. I really regret taking this for my box office fantasy team. It's kind of killing me this season, but a lot of people messed up and didn't take American Sniper because technically it was released in 2014, so you had to have it at the beginning of the season, not when it was wide released. So I have American Sniper. So
very good.
That's helpful.
Very good.
Yes. So probably still not going to win. Anyway, speaking of American Sniper, that fell 30% to 16.4, total of 304.1 million. It's continuing its slow march toward Guardians of the Galaxy and Mockingjay. I think it'll get there, if only barely. Probably end up right around 340 million. So for how much crap last year has gotten, it's gonna finish with 3 movies in like the 330 million range, which is pretty good. I mean, 2014 had 3 movies over 400, and then Despicable Me 2 at like 370, which would have won 2014. But anyway, so it was a down year, but it's not going to end up quite as bad as we had originally thought.
Right.
Number 3 was Sponge Out of Water. That fell 43% to 31.5 million. That brings its total to 94.6. I was actually expecting a better hold here. That's quite a lot more than the Lego Movie fell, but I guess there was just some rush to go see the SpongeBob movie, which is, I guess it's a sequel, and the nostalgia made people rush out, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, slice it, that's already like 10 million more than the first one made in its entire run. So that's quite the success. And, this could be headed for a total of like 140. So looking at that, there's a good chance we may get a third SpongeBob movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, number 2 was Kingsman: The Secret Service. That opened to 36.2 million. And that's quite solid. I was expecting something more in like the mid-20s, especially considering it's R. I thought that might be put a bit of a limit on its success. But I'm very happy to see that it opened that high because it was a very good movie. And I don't think there's any chance that it ends up outgrossing 50 Shades of Grey in the end, but that would be something. But anyway, again, if you're looking for a fun time, go see Kingsman, and I think it has a good run ahead of it. It should definitely get over 100 million at the very least. But our number 1 movie, the much-hyped 50 Shades of Grey, and that opened to 85.2 million. That's quite good. It's actually a February record. It beats out The Passion of the Christ, which had held that record for 11 years, which is a really long time, but that movie was a perfect storm of, circumstances that propelled it that high. But that's also one of the best R-rated openings ever. It's interesting that both of the top 2 movies were R and combined for like 120 million.
It's true.
That's... The adults came out to the theaters on President's Day weekend. And American Sniper, too. That's true. Like 135, combining them all. Mm. So, that's a really good opening. It's like 15 or 16 million higher than the first Twilight movie. That said, the legs on this are going to be awful. It doesn't even really seem like the fans like it that much. So, 85. I'd be surprised to see it make 175 in total. It might not even double its opening weekend. Time will tell, but we're getting 2 more of them.
Yay! Probably 3. Because they'll split that meaty last book into, 2.
I hope that, because of some of the disappointment with this entry, but they've seen that people will come out and it will make money, especially overseas. It's dominating overseas, which is kind of weird to me. Well, I guess that makes sense because like European countries and everything seem to be less like prudish than America about sexual matters, so I guess they're more open to it. But I hope they ramp up the raunchiness for future installments. Not that I've seen this one, this is just what I've heard. I've heard it's actually kind of tame, and I hope they ramp it up.
So, 50 Shades, not shocking. And I don't even want to talk about it. I'd make my Beyonce joke, but like I'm getting sick of it. Kingsman, great opening.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm very pleased with that. I expected less, but it's great when great movies make money. It's cool. What that means, we get good things because of it. This movie can be a success. We get other better movies instead of getting 50 Shades of Grey 15 times in a row.
We may get a Kingsman too.
Yes, exactly. So that's exciting.
Maybe it'll be Kingsmen instead of Kingsman.
Yes, there you go. There you go. I like that. Can I also say Samuel L. Jackson was awesome, and so was that girl with the things on her legs, knives on her legs, which didn't really make sense to me, but like they made it work.
No, that was ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
but awesome.
But it was awesome.
So cool.
Yeah, actually, I should say Samuel L. Jackson. He was great. I love him, and we'll pretty much see whatever he's in because he's just such a great like character to have in a movie. Whatever he is, he's just great.
I'm still mad about Soul Man though.
Oh
that
yeah.
We saw that.
Well, it was a black comedy, and we are white, so
a black comedy as in directed toward African Americans,
correct.
not black as in
correct.
dark.
Correct. Yes. So yeah. Other than that, I mean, American Sniper's doing its thing. I actually think that was a good hold. Me personally thinks that was a good hold for SpongeBob, but I guess it is what it is.
The Lego Movie was pretty rapturously received.
Right.
Not by the Academy, though.
No, of course not. The Oscars. Okay, I guess other than that, we'll get on to this weekend's upcoming movies, which are... I don't have a clue what they are. Do you know what they are?
I have them right here.
Oh, great. Thank God.
Okay.
Go for it.
So we have The Duff. And, that just reminded me of Duffman from The Simpsons, which is going way back to my childhood because I haven't watched The Simpsons in like 15 years. But anyway, the Duff stands for the Designated Ugly Fat Friend. And I have no interest in this. It looks pretty terrible. I'd be shocked to see it crack 10 million.
We had a teacher that we used to call Duff. That's it. Those were my thoughts.
That was her name, though. Well, Duffy.
Duffy.
But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Hot Tub Time Machine 2. This is one of those sequels that's just like nobody was asking for this. The first one opened to 14 million. I don't see the second one getting up there. It doesn't even. They couldn't even get John Cusack. Like, what is John Cusack doing that he's so busy like that he can't be in this movie? If you can't get him, what are you doing? So, also, this might not crack 10 million. And then we also have McFarland USA, which I think looks like a good movie. I'm biased because I ran cross country and all, and it's nice and rare to see a movie about running. But Americans don't really like running; they don't like watching running. So I cannot see McFarland being a success. So maybe like 7 million.
Yeah, it's it's getting good. Don't worry, it's getting good press.
The reviews are good.
People are liking it. Yeah, So we'll see. I just got a little terrified because you started ranting into running, and I don't run. It was terrifying. I like movies about running. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you.
I support them.
I like basketball movies.
Great, good. Whew. Do we have anything else?
Well, Still Alice expands this weekend.
It expands, yes.
But,
apparently a great performance from Julianne Moore in a mediocre movie, so take that as you will. I have no idea. It has Kristen Stewart, so how can it honestly be? Anyway, very quickly, I've been putting posts up. I'm sure you've seen, avid followers, that I've been putting up blog posts about the Oscars, who I think is going to win. I just put up Best Picture. maybe a half an hour ago from when we did this video. So check them out. Cuppa-Joe.com. Bye.